And welcome once again to Community Viewpoint. I'm John Pawlak, your host for this segment. Today's segment is going to deal with a non-for-profit entity called the Friends of Amargosa Basin. And I have with me today Cameron Mayer, who is, are you the director there, or?
I am the
What
program director.
Program director.
Yeah, for FAB.
I just met you a few days ago at the Shoshone Museum in Shoshone, California.
That is correct.
Yes. And when I was killing some time, I went across the street and I waited to waste some money on the lottery.
As many people do, yeah.
4 tickets, one number.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. But anyway, it's I didn't meet my mechanic from my vehicle, so I told him what to look for next time. So it was a worthwhile wait in line.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Cameron is program director for this nonprofit. It's the nonprofit Friends of Amargosa Basin has been around. I think I was introduced to it by Brian Brown maybe 7 or 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. And he gave a beautiful presentation of it. And it's grown since then. And Susan Sorrells, who is the mastermind behind this.
Yeah, she's the president.
And what is it basically? Well, we have a map of it to show you what we're talking about, the area of the basin here. Tell us a little bit about that. I'm on the right-hand side of the Nopah Mountains on the Pahrump side.
That is correct.
And on the other side is the basin itself here. So
yeah.
Tell us what we're looking at over there.
So we're looking at the current proposed boundaries for the Amargosa Basin National Monument, which is the focus of my organization, and I'm spearheading the campaign along with Susan. And that essentially encompasses what we call the Amargosa Basin, anywhere from the Funeral Mountains, Death Valley Junction in the north. It bounds Death Valley to the west, the Nevada border to the east, and almost to Baker with the Avawatz Mountains, with the Kingston Range, and so forth to the south. Yeah.
It is a beautiful desert area. We call that the Mojave.
Yeah, it is part of the Mojave, and one of the most wonderfully intact regions, I would add.
Yes, I've been living off and on there for 23 years. So I do appreciate the areas over there. I've centered myself around Shoshone and Tecopa and Charleston View, so I know the beauty of the area. You also have some slides or some pictures here so we could get a better idea of the area. So let's just bring them out there for the folks to see, and we'll explain what those are.
Yeah, so this is a Bigelow's monkey flower. They're one of the many wildflowers that we have in the area, and just as a on-the-ground showcase for the very diverse flora that we have in the basin. And this is the Kingston Range, specifically Horse Thief Springs. It's a beautiful area. It's like a sky island in the desert, home to a lot of flora and fauna that you otherwise wouldn't see in the lower areas. So it's a bit of a refuge and a place where there's a lot of water.
Have you visited some of the mines up there yet?
I have visited or went past the mine that is currently in the Kingston Range, but I haven't quite explored some of the little offshoots. There's just so much to explore. I think it'd take a lifetime, really.
Oh, yes, yes. And so what do we have here?
This would be a gopher snake, just highlighting the fauna that we have. We have a bunch of diverse reptiles. We have gopher snakes. We have several species of rattlers. We have roadrunners. I saw one yesterday.
I found out about there's a pair of roadrunners that live at the museum also.
Yeah.
Did John Muccio tell you about those?
He didn't, but I see them all the time, and they love playing fun with my dog from the other side of the fence.
He had some funny stories about them, yes.
Yeah, we have a stunning array of fauna. And we also have incredibly captivating dark skies. even with our proximity to Pahrump and Las Vegas, we have the Milky Way just over Shoshone right here.
That's unfortunate, but that's what it looked like in Pahrump 23 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, I've lost a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is beautiful, though.
It is, and so we think of the Amargosa Basin and the proposed monument as sort of a refuge for that as well, where people can go and they know that they'll see that, where they can't or may not be able to see it at home.
No, definitely, yes. And you have places like Shoshone and Tecopa. There's places you could stay out there overnight or weekends. You have Airbnbs, motels. You have RV sites out there to camp out there. We could do dry camping too because it's BLM land also. But always be careful, let somebody know where you are. Bring plenty of water because you don't sweat out there. It evaporates, so you don't know how much water you're losing from your body.
I always say at least a gallon a day, but definitely carry a lot more than that.
Yes, and there's the blue skies over there with the...
Yeah. This is the Chicago Valley, actually, just adjacent to the Nevada border in Pahrump. That was in May. It just showcases our wide open ranges and skies. That's all BLM, some of it TNC land. Great for camping, and it's just, you could pull off on the side of the road, walk through a wash, and who knows what you'll find. It's just a wonderful landscape. And this is one of our several endangered endemic, meaning they're only found in the basin species. This is the Amargosa vole. There's a captive program at UC Davis. This is a researcher holding one. They only live in Shoshone and Tecopa in the wetlands that we have.
I can picture it right now. Yes, yes.
Yeah, so they're really in little pockets of habitat that's, some of it's been restored and some still intact, but species like this are found nowhere else on the planet, and they're right in our backyard here.
So if we have another spot that they're doing this, but if somebody starts drilling for lithium or something like that, and they start bringing up water, that's going to go away.
Yeah, that would certainly, in a hypothetical sense, imperil that those kind of species that heavily depend on groundwater.
Yes.
Of which we have several, including the Shoshone pupfish and others.
And Susan one-handedly saved the pupfish over in Shoshone there too.
She was the spearhead, but we did have a lot of partnerships with that. So we really appreciate all the organizations that come together and really make this landscape level vision a reality. Takes a village, so to speak.
Yes. So we have one more here.
This is a showing. I don't know if it's this year exactly, but from what I recall, it was quite a bit like this recently. Out near the Resting Spring Range, near the Tecopa lake beds, we have, in certain springs, spectacular wildflower displays that you just really wouldn't think would be out here if you're just not used to it, or if you have been out here, maybe you haven't seen one in a while, and it's like an old neighbor coming around, and it's the world just exploding in beautiful color in an otherwise arid place.
Oh, this is the road back to reality?
Yeah, yeah, we could call it that.
Yes.
I prefer to look at the Resting Spring Range there and the curving road leading up to the limestone and the volcanic rocks and those really red striped bands that just light up every evening. I call it the show with the sunset. And that is a wilderness area. It's an intact area, and it's great for hiking. And this is the Amargosa Canyon. That is the Amargosa Wild and Scenic River.
That is a real surprise when you go down there and look at that. There have been, at one time, some years ago, I haven't gone down there that much, there's a golden eagle down there. You're not going to find a bald eagle down there, but a golden eagle.
Yeah.
A riparian, anything goes down there, there's a lot of vultures.
Yeah.
They're down at the China Ranch. I remember seeing a lot of them then. They're happy down there.
Yeah, I even saw a great heron down there.
Yes, Yes, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Just-
Egrets. Yes, so you don't know what you'll see down there.
It's just wild how when you have just this little strip of riparian area in the desert, especially one of the driest places in the country, you have all these animals that just find it.
And it's so fragile, and that's one of the reasons that this is in place here to make this a monument.
Right.
It's to make it more secure, right?
We want to protect the flora, the fauna. We want it to be inclusive of people in the landscape. We want to include all the communities. This could be an economic driver that's sustainable for generations. We're preserving so people can see cultural sites. We got traditional practices with indigenous folks. We just want to include everything and have it really survive in perpetuity if we can.
So where's your office at? Next to the museum, right?
Yeah, I'm next to the museum at the Eco Center. We have a nice, beautiful sign. It's in Shoshone, right off of Highway 127, right by the turnoff to Pahrump or north of Baker, about 50 so miles. And I'm there during the week. And the door's open, so we invite people to come visit. And that is my email, cmayor@friendsoftheamargosabasin.org. That is our website, friendsoftheamargosabasin.org. We have events, we have links to past events, news. We share a lot of information on there about the monument. Our prospectus is on there. And so you can get an idea of where we're coming from, really.
And then there's a museum to go to also that I had mentioned.
Yeah,
You could
it's
visit
wonderful.
Visit my friend John or the road runners that are out there.
The roadrunners are running around. I see them all the time. They're very curious, but it's exciting.
We have there it is, okay. So we know how to contact you. You can go down there for many different reasons. When the Crowbar opens back up in September, the museum, Eco Center, lotto tickets.
We also have the wetlands. It's a great little nature hike for your family. And you can see water in the desert, which is always a surprise.
So I want to thank you for stopping by. We're out of time already. It was very comfortable talking to you.
Likewise.
It's a comfortable place to be. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
And